Hello friends, Python can be done in various environments like PyCharm, Anaconda, Jupyter or IDLE. In this particular video series, we are going to focus on IDLE, Integrated Development and Learning Environment. In this particular video, we are going to learn basics of Python using IDLE. So friends, let's start. Here we have to open IDLE environment. So for that we have to go in start menu. After clicking on start, let us type PYTH Python. You'll get this Python 3.8. In the last video we have downloaded 3.9, the latest version, as my laptop is having both versions 3.8 and 3.9. It is showing both. So let us open IDLE 3.9. How to install this IDLE environment on your system, that we have seen in the last video. If you don't know how to install it, please check the last video. The link is given below in the description. So here, this is IDLE environment, Python 3.9.0 shell. This is called shell. In this particular shell, we can execute single line command. If we would like to execute number of commands, then we have to go for the script. How to do that I'll tell you later. Let us concentrate on shell programming. Suppose I want to perform some addition. Let us type 67 plus 33. If I enter here, I'll get 100. That is result of addition. If I say 67 minus 33, I'll get the result of subtraction. If I perform 5 into 3, so I'll get multiplication. That is 15. Suppose I say 6 divided by 3, I'll get the division result 2.0, that is floating point number. So in this way I can perform the addition, subtraction or any arithmetic operation in Python. But generally the languages are defined and developed to work with data. Now what is data? Data can be of different types. It can be numeric data, string data, floating data, or in any kind of data it can be. Now when in any language we deal with data, that data has to be stored on your system. So where that data is going to store? Definitely that is going to store in the memory of our system. So in particular language, that memory has given a name with the help of variable. So what is variable? It's nothing but the varying value in the memory to which the name is given with the help of variable. How to do that we are going to see here. So let us say I say y equals to, let us say 65. So if I enter, the value of y is 65. So where that the y, that is 65, has stored, so definitely it has stored in the memory of our computer. So now here in Python and another languages, the Python is having one advantage. What is that advantage? When we define variable in Python, we don't have to declare the data type of that particular variable. So what is this data type? So definitely we will see it in the upcoming video. But in another languages, if we would like to initialize variable, so we have to first initialize by its data type. Let us say int k. So what is this int k? The k is going to take the integer value, or I can say float k, or I can say character k. So these are nothing but the data type. In another languages, we have to take care of the data type in which variable going to store the value. Means in another languages, when we define data types, we have to precede that particular variable with its data type. That here we have to take in another language. But that is the advantage in Python. What is that advantage? we don't have to take care of what kind of data we are going to assign to that particular variable. Means in Python it is done dynamically. Example, in y I have stored one value. Suppose I would like to see that value, I'll just say y, enter y and print it. The value of y is 65. So let us perform one addition by using different kinds of variables. So y is one variable which has stored the value of 65. Now take another variable u equals to, let us say again 65. Rather to the 65, I say 56. Enter. So y is having 65, u is having 56. So let us add these two variables. So another variable t is going to add something. T is equals to y plus u. Enter. So t has got the addition of y and u, that is 65 and 56. Suppose I say t, so I'll get the value of t, that is 121. Or I can say also in this way, print t. So it will going to print the value of t, that is 121. Okay. So whatever program we did, we are writing every command, we are writing the one statement command and it has got executed, and in the next line we get the result. So that is shell. So what is shell? It executes single line command and it will show us result instantaneously in the next line when we press enter key. Now question arises that if I would like to have number of commands and I would like to execute it once, how I can do that? So now that we are going to see. Now we are going to see how we can write addition program. Means with the number of commands, how we can write addition program. So let us go here in file, click it and say new file. Now this new file is open, which is called as script file or editor file. Here I can write complete addition program. We have to save that file. After saving that file, it will give me result in shell. So let us do that. So first let us take first variable y is equals to 87. Let us take another variable u equals to 65. Enter, and let us say t equals to y plus e. And here print print the value of t. Okay. Now if I run this particular file, it will say me to save the file. So after running run module, so it is saying me to save the file. So say okay. Now if I'd like to save the file, there are certain rules and regulations. In the Python, it should not be the keyword. Rest of that I can give any name. So let us say this is addition dot py must be the extension. Py must be the extension as it is Python file. So let us say save, and now I'll get the result, that is 152. That is the result of addition. So this is, we have seen the shell as well as how we can write complete program using editor. In the next video, we'll proceed further and we'll concentrate on data types, as well as we'll perform number of experiments, as well as we'll perform number of programs. Till then, bye bye.